Hi, it's Frank with OxygenGuy.com, and today we're talking about how do I clean my CPAP machine. And here we go, let's get started. And for today's talk, when I talk about CPAP, I'm talking about the machine with the machine itself and the humidifier chamber. So with that, we're going to include both with the video. Now, at no time do you want to submerge your machine in water completely. That would just be a really bad idea. We're going to use a damp cloth to wipe it down and clean the machine. So, with that being said, I've disassembled the machine into two parts. We'll start with the CPAP machine itself, the main unit. So, what you're going to want to do is use a mixture of 1/3 distilled white vinegar, 2/3 water, or soapy water. Either one would be fine, depending what level. If you want to go to a higher level, it would be the distilled white vinegar and water. Now, using that, you'd use it on a damp cloth. We can go around the case, just not where the data card's at, not where the power supply's at. We want to leave that alone. We'll pull the filters out. We'll get in there with the damp cloth or damp paper towels, and then and when you're doing that, we'll get that nice and damp. Not wet, just moist, damp. Now, you're going to let it sit for 20-30 minutes, especially with the distilled white vinegar. It'll give it a little bit of time to work. And then we'll put that down as we're going to the next part. We have the humidifier chamber. So it's the same thing. We'll go around the case. We'll do that. We'll get into here where it connects up. We'll get that nice and moist and wet, moist, as we clean it with our soapy water or distilled white vinegar mixture. In here, I'm also going to open it up. We'll take out the chamber. What you're going to want to do is go ahead and do this in the sink like you would do with your dishes, just the chamber, not the machine. You put it in there and just let it sit in the soapy water. You could do it in the sink in the bathroom and let it sit. And get back to this. You'll wipe it out, make it nice and clean, then go back over this. After it's sat for 20 minutes, half an hour, go back over it with just straight water on a rag or a set of paper towels. But we want to get the distilled white vinegar mixture out or the soapy water. That's the idea. Get it nice and clean, squeaky, good. Then we're going to take both pieces after the mixture stuff's gone from you using your rag. We're going to let them dry for a period of time. Hour, 2, 3. We just want to make sure it's good and dry. You can make it 4 or 5 if you want. Just make sure it's good and dry before we go hooking up the power supply and such. Now, with your humidifier chamber, you want to open it up, which depending on your machine, some of the really older ones doesn't open up at all. So, you open it up, you'll get in there, you'll scrub, get it nice and clean. You don't want the direct soap in here because the direct soap will cake up and it'll be in the neon color you bought it in, the orange, the green, the pink, whatever. What you want to do is just soapy water. That way you're not going to have that ill effect. So you'll scrub it, you'll rinse it real good, no soap. You'll put it back together and that'll be ready to go. We'll add it back to the chamber. Just put that bad boy in there, close her up, and this is hours later after it's all had a chance to completely dry. Put it back together there, your wiring, you'll put your filters back in. With this one would be a white filter, then there would be your block sponge filter. Now, as far as cleaning the machine, you could do it once a month, once a week would be great. And it's just that little bit of minor maintenance. It really doesn't take that long. You're talking just a couple minutes here and there, and then letting it sit and then going back over it in a couple minutes. So once a week really isn't that much of a stretch for most people. But at the very least, once a month would be fine also when you're replacing with this machine, it was the white filter and the block. The block's every 6 months, but you should be washing the block once a week also. Soapy water and then rinsing it and then squeezing out the excess moisture and letting it dry for a couple hours before putting it back in. So with that, it's quick, it's easy, you're good to go. I'm Frank, OxygenGuy.com. Subscribe, it'll make this video easier to find for you. Leave a comment down below if you like, and like the video. Excellent, thank you. Have a good day.